between neighbours. This time it's Carlow taking on Laois.
The first meeting at championship level between Carlow and Laois since 2006. Laois had won all 4 previous meetings, including the refixture back in 1995. And after Brian Murphy had put Carlow ahead, Laois levelled through Colm Kelly. Frees from JJ Smith and Daniel St. Ledger restored Carlow's advantage, but Laois took the lead for the first time on 13 minutes as Damien O'Connor advanced in on the Carlow goal before setting up John O'Loughlin. Brian Murphy was Carlow's top scorer in the first half, a half in which 6 of Carlow's 7 points came from frees. The only one from play in the first half for Luke Dempsey's side fell to Murphy, and he scored 4 of his side's total in the opening 35. Ross Munnelly and David St. Ledger traded scores in the early part of the second half before Carlow, who were guilty of some horrendous wides throughout the game, went in front again as a clever Murphy point, his 5th, put Carlow ahead. But they never scored again after that, as Laois took control of the game, and the introduction of MJ Turney gave Laois the impetus they needed. He put over 2 frees and then a point from play to put Laois 3 ahead, entering injury time. A late free from David Conway was the insurance Laois needed to see off Carlow's challenge. It wasn't a game of the highest quality by any means, but it was Laois who advanced on the scoreline of Laois 110, Carlow 9 points. And after the game, Luke Dempsey announced he was stepping down from his position as Carlow manager.
I was always going to step down after my 4th year. I introduced Anthony Rainbow to the management team, and he's worked brilliantly with the Carlow players. I've had 4 great years in Carlow. I lived in Carlow from the time I was 10 to 20 years of age and played all my football there. So to go down was a labour of love, but I found that in my 4th year, the distance from Mullingar to Carlow has played a bit of a toll on me personally, so I've decided to call it a day in Carlow.
Tipperary are through to the next round of the football qualifiers after a good 5-point win over Offaly at Semple Stadium. In a very tight opening half, Philip Austin kicked the home side in front, before an in-form Nigel Dunn landed the first of his 3 points to level the game on 9 minutes. Then came a well-worked Tipperary goal after 16 minutes. Full forward Michael Quinlivan set up Peter Akeson to give his side a 4-point lead. But Offaly fought back. They kicked 3 successive scores, including this effort from Ken Casey. Peter Creedon's side had the chance of a second goal when Cork referee Conor Lane awarded an obvious penalty kick just on half-time. However, Offaly goalkeeper Alan Mulhall saved the kick from the man he fouled, Quinlivan, with Alan Maloney firing the rebound over the crossbar. It left the score 1-5 to 6 points at the break. Quinlivan made up for his miss, with the 3rd of his 4 points just after half-time. Then the home side got on top, kicking 4 unanswered points in a 10-minute spell, like this fine score from substitute Brian Mulvihill. With sleet and hail now falling, the winners pulled further clear, with efforts from Austin and Richie Ryan. Offaly gave themselves a glimmer of hope for the future by kicking the last 2 points of the game, including a 4th of the night from Ken Casey. As it ended, Tipperary 1 goal and 12 points, Offaly 10 points.
Yeah, well, I suppose the reality is we're both 2 Division 4 teams, so there was never going to be much in the game. We were expecting Offaly to come at us because, you know, they had done quite well in patches against Kildare, but I think we had a 10-minute spell there in the second half and we got 6 or 7 points ahead. I think that was the winning of the game really for us.
The goal, I suppose, was you know, when the scores weren't easy to come by. A goal is a bit of a blow and it was a bit of a blunder on our square, but you know, at the end of the day we scored. We didn't score enough, you know, to win the match, and that's the bottom line, you know.
Playing with the benefit of a strong breeze, London hit the front through full forward Owen O'Neill. But Antrim, knocked out of the Ulster Championship by Monaghan, racked up 3 unanswered points The third from Conor Murray to claim an early stranglehold on the match. With the momentum in their favour, Antrim tore through the London defence. Tomas McCann, who got married on Friday, set up Aidan Gallagher, who should have buried it. But he atoned for that error less than 3 minutes later. Again, McCann was involved in the build-up, and this time Gallagher was clinical. Gallagher had gone from villain to hero, and then back in the other direction after he coughed up possession, allowing London to break. Neat exchanges in the build-up, and Kieran McCallion fired past Chris Kerr. And with seconds remaining in the half, London took advantage of some poor defending, and O'Neill put London 2-5 to 1-5 in front. Antrim got the second half off to a strong start. This Murray point, their third in a row, levelled it up. But this London side has shown character in recent seasons. Antrim native Sean McVeigh dominated midfield, and he kept them just out in front. But once more Antrim rallied. Wing-back James Lockery gave them the lead in what was now an end-to-end encounter. But London weren't done yet and hit back with 3 points of their own. Mark Gotch's free put them 2 in front. The shot looked likely, but Antrim struck a hammer blow with 7 minutes remaining.